Hello guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a little cozy moment. I wanted to film a little tag video, ease into, beginning of the year, new content, fresh start, let's go. So I thought it would be fun if we did the beginning of the year book tag. This was created by Larry Reads. I will of course link them. You should follow her. Incredible work. Love. And also I saw a lot of people doing this tag, a lot of friends doing this tag. Daphne just recently did it. And so of course I would like to do it too. I love tags. I'm glad that they're kind of, I wouldn't say having a comeback, but maybe larger channels might start doing them again more often. I think that they're really fun. It's a nice way to connect and just hang out and talk a little bit about books that maybe you're not talking about all the time, or just different channel things that are going on, like a nice little update. I like seeing other channels, bigger channels, do it. If you're like me and in the small booktube community, I think that tags are still fairly popular, but it's nice to see them coming back and, being a little bit more popular. I've seen so many people doing this tag specifically, so I was like, okay, it's time, let's do it. So the first question is, how many books are you planning on reading in 2025? Loosely, the goal is 150. That's my Goodreads goal. That's my goal on Storygraph. That's my goal on Pagebound, which I've just joined and I'm loving it so far. I think that the interface is so freaking cute. It's only, I think, on browser right now. I don't think that they have an app, but hopefully they'll get to one soon as more people use it. It's still, I think, pretty new, but it's so cute and I'm really enjoying it so far. So that's my goal on Pagebound as well. Now, even though I'm saying 150 books is the goal, if I hit 100 in the year, I'm pretty good with that. If I hit 250 again, I'm fine with that. I don't really care what the number is so long as I'm enjoying reading and I'm having fun. But this year I'm kind of, giving myself more grace that if I'm picking up other hobbies and doing other things like playing video games, watching movies, whatever, that's okay. And that's still a good use of my time. But I want to, be a little bit conscious and make sure that I'm enjoying what I'm reading. And even if I'm reading bad books, if I'm having a good time, it's fine. So 150 is the overall goal, but I'm comfortable with the goalpost moving. Question number 2 is a book you would likely reread this year. I've already reread 2 books. I reread Found in a Cornfield 1, and I finished that series up, and then I reread Fourth Wing, which was a delightful time. And I'm planning to do more rereads of series as some exciting releases are coming out. I don't have anything super set in stone, I really want to read this book again. I mentioned in my book awards, I think, that there's a high chance that I will reread Bonesmith because I listened to the audiobook and it didn't quite click and I didn't understand everything and didn't connect to the characters. So I'm hoping a reread will make me excited more and I can finish that duology up. But besides that, there's not a lot of books that I'm yes, I'm for sure going to reread this. This will come up later. I am currently rereading Red Rising. I'm planning to reread this book. So there are rereads that are for sure going to happen this year, more than I would say normally happen, but nothing super set in stone. The next question is a priority read on your 2025 TBR. I had my, I did a goals video. I talked about my 25 books for 2025, which includes my 12 friends recommend 12 books and just books that I'm excited to get to. So of course, a lot of series and sequels that I want to get to, I'm going to include what was on my 25 and 2025 list as priority reads. But also, I did not complete my 10 before the end last year, and I would love nothing more to finish those books. I've got 5 Broken Blades, I've got The Games Gods Play, I've got I Was a Teenage Slasher, so many good books that I'm so excited to get to that have just been sitting on my shelf, waiting for me, watching me pick up other things. And so I would love to finish that TBR, especially this year. And then we got question number 4, an author you won't be reading more books from this year. I don't think I have any specific authors that I'm swearing off this year, but I do have plans to do a few videos where it's a dedicated author reading vlog, where similar to my Adrienne Young that I did a while ago now, I just want to pick an author and read their backlist and really give their books a fair shot. It helps me read the books that I've been desiring to read, but also helps me prioritize authors that I say that I enjoy, and then it gives them a fair chance. There's a couple authors that I also want to get to that I don't know if I'll read again after the video, but I won't know until I do it, so stay tuned. I've got a couple interesting ones in mind. I have a rather large list of authors. It's just kind of a matter of which ones I get to this year versus like next year or whatever, but I will tease that T. Kingfisher is one of them. Alright, question number 5. Something new that you want to read, like new genres or new tropes. I'm overall pretty content with the amount of genres that I read. I primarily focus on fantasy, romantasy, and horror, but I still sprinkle in a good amount of other genres. I usually read anywhere from like 6 to 10 different genres in a month. Stepping out of my comfort zone, I still want to prioritize and make sure that I read some nonfiction, some poetry. I want to definitely make sure that I do pick up a couple contemporary romance, just a few things slightly out of my comfort zone, but not like too much. But I would say like the big genre that I really want to make sure I increase a little bit is thrillers. I did not read that many last year, and the ones that I did read were not good. So it's either like, I don't know if it's me in the genre that weren't clicking or if it was the specific picks because there were so few. But I want to read a couple more thrillers. One of my favorite books of last year was First Light Wins. It was a good, like, 4.5-star read. So there are good ones out there, and I would like to find them. And then as for tropes, I think I just want to keep exploring tropes that I really enjoyed last year. Enemies to lovers, meddling gods, I really enjoyed trials, things like that. I want to keep exploring those, and if I find a new one, I will certainly let you know. The next question is a popular book you want to read. I don't know, Onyx Storm, because I'm like the last person to be reading it right now. That's a big one that I would like to get to, of course. I don't have any like super locked in hyped book that I'm like, I gotta get to it. I also think it's because Onyx Storm has been such a big wave of excitement and everybody reading it that there's no other hype around other books right now. Like, I am reading Iron and Embers right now, and there's like no talk about it, and I'm so hyped about it. So I think Onyx Storm, once that hype dies down a little bit, I can get more excited about other popular reads coming out. Oh, and speaking of anticipated releases, that's the next question. What's my most anticipated for 2025? I don't know if I have like a most anticipated, like the anticipated book for the year, but I would say that the beginning of the year has had some bangers. Like I've mentioned, we have Iron and Embers, we've got Onyx Storm. I am hoping for a few others. I've got like some good arcs, I'm gonna be honest, that I would like really like to get to. So I'm not like overly anticipating anything. I think because I'm trying to keep my expectations a little bit tame. Like, I posted my anticipated releases for the year video if you're interested in some that are on my radar for the next 6 months or so. I want to say like R.F. Kuang's new book is really enticing, and I'm really excited for that, and I'm already making plans for that. But I also am like scared to get my hopes up for new releases because some new releases last year were like, no. So I'm trying to like, stay medium about things. Okay, question number 8 is a bookish goal for 2025. I would like to read down my TBR, my series, just focusing on the books that I have, the series that I'm reading, and also focusing on like the books that really interest me and I'm so excited for. Like, I have too many video ideas. There's too many all the time. But I have some really fun ones in mind that I'm so excited to get to, and I just want to make sure that I can prioritize those and still make content that I want to make, as well as giving content that's entertaining and still fulfilling what, like, overall audiences want, but, like, I really, really want to read certain books and series. But yeah, we're gonna do a physical TBR soon. Hopefully, I'm reorganizing my office here shortly, and a lot of just behind the scenes stuff is going on. I'm also like super busy with work, so big priorities for the year is read what I like, enjoy other hobbies, read down my physical TBR, and also read down some of the series and like check off those duologies. The next question is a book that's been on your TBR that you probably won't ever read. I'm sure I have plenty, but nothing like super comes to mind. I do try to be a little bit picky about the books that I put on my shelves. Obviously, I don't have control of like what comes in book boxes, but even then, they're so pretty. I read them. So I don't want to like curate shelves that aren't books that I'm interested in. But I will say that I have been collecting books for coming up on 10 years here eventually. And so having so many books from past reading Sam, I won't touch a lot of the contemporary romances on my shelves. I do have an unhaul pile that I'll eventually delve out. I have a couple classics that I thought I would read and I'm a little bit more hesitant or nervous to get to. So there's certainly some books that I just won't get to or don't have an interest in, but far and few between, and nothing like really comes to mind. The next question is a series you want to read this year. So I've mentioned I'm reading Red Rising. I am further than this, I promise, but I'm reading Red Rising. I'm doing a Red Rising saga read-along this year with my friends Eliza and Daphne, and it's open to the public. We're going to do live shows, discussions, and talk about it, hopefully leading up to the release of Red God. We'll see if that happens. There's not been a lot of news, but that's the goal. I love this world. I love Red Rising. I stopped reading like partway through Morningstar because I just started prioritizing other things. My friends were like IRL reading this together, and they kind of left me in the dust, and that kind of slowed down my excitement. So I'm excited to be reading this again with my friends. We've got Darrow. I'm so excited to continue in this world and like wrap it up and be caught up on the series because it's long. So this is like the big one that I really want to get to this year and just make sure I'm prioritizing one book a month. It's doable, it's easy, it's manageable, like I can do it. And then the next question is any auto-buy authors going into 2025. I auto-bought some like releases in series that were coming out. I have purchased Rebel Witch, I've bought Faithbreaker. I'll be buying His Mortal Demise when Owl Crate releases that soon. So it's mostly just like series that are auto-buys for me. There's no like particular... Oh, Erin A. Craig, of course, always. I should get that out of the way. Yeah. Erin A. Craig, her adult debut is coming out this year. You know I'm going to be reading that. There's no question about it. I'll be purchasing that so soon, I'm sure. But no, there's no... what if we got a special edition and like one of my adult subscriptions? That'd be incredible. Anywho, there's no like auto-buy authors that I'm super set on this year. I think because I've already been buying the books that I'm excited about. Like I've been pre-ordering them. And of course, girl math, pre-orders don't count for spending money, so I haven't like kept my eyes on too many things, and the ones that I do want to like pre-order and buy are maybe gonna come in book boxes, so I'm being like cautious about the things that I buy because I don't want to double up on books a bunch this year. Next question is a book to show adaptation you're excited about this year. Honestly, I don't keep up with this. I don't know what is coming out this year. I'm hoping and praying that Heartstopper Season 4 is going to come out, as well as Heartstopper Volume 6, and I will have my happy, blissful life. I'm going to be sad when it ends, but I also am like so excited to have another season, to have more of these people. I love it so much. So that's like the only adaptation that I'm like anticipating and excited about. But that's all that comes to mind. Yeah, I don't know what movies. Wicked Part 2. That's like consumed my entire life. So if you count Wicked as a book to movie adaptation, which it technically is, I would say Wicked Part 2. So far away. I'm so excited though. The next question is a sequel you're anticipating. Now, this book. I love this book. This is Bow Before the Elf Queen by J.M. Curl. This is going to be a 4-book series, I believe. And I really enjoyed this series. I've read all 3 so far. Book 4 was supposed to come out in January, but it's being pushed. The author, is going to take time. It's indie published. It happens. Very open and honest and like communicative about these things, about like the editing process. I'm on their newsletter, so like I'm up to date on what's going on. I really enjoy... I've just realized that I have not told you a synopsis of any book. That's fine. I really like the series though. It's romantasy, it's cute. I really like the audiobook narrators. I've really enjoyed this. The 3rd book becomes a season of The Vampire Diaries in the most kooky way, and I just love it for it. And I think a lot of the audience and target readers will either love this series for that, or they will ditch it and hate it. I'm just so excited to see how this is going to conclude. I think it's just going to be the 4 books. I don't think there's going to be a 5th. I'm really excited. I'm planning to reread the series leading up to the 4th book coming out, and I just can't wait. I'm so happy to be reading this again, being back with these characters. I have reread this book twice already. Like, it's crazy. This will be my 3rd time rereading. Insane. Next question is bookish things you're leaving in 2024. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of like ins and outs this year. I think maybe one of my ins or outs, if you will, is changing my audiobook speed. I have been consistently listening to majority of books, depending on narrators, at 2.75 speed, and that's been good for me. But as my life has gotten a little bit more hectic, and as I've tried dodging a couple reading slumps, I noticed that if I even get like slightly distracted, it's worse than normal. Like, I'm getting more distracted by just the day-to-day stuff going on around me, so my attention to audiobooks has been kind of waning. So I think going down to like 2.5 again while I'm doing stuff will be more helpful. Like, going on walks or drives is one thing, listening to it at a normal speed, but the second my hands start getting busy again, I'm like thinking about so many other things, and I just need to take time to allow myself to think about other stuff and do other stuff, allow myself to slow down with my reading if that's what I need in the moment, instead of like putting pressure on myself to read at my normal pace like I did last year. Like, last year I read through books pretty quick, hence why I read so many, and I comprehended everything. Thank you. I keep meticulous notes on all the books that I read. Thank you. It is one of those things that I need to give myself grace and listen to what my body is needing in the moment. So if I'm easily distracted that day, acknowledging it and not forcing myself to read books. You know, that's the thing. The next question is what to expect from this account. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is a booktube channel. Hi, if you're new, happy to have you. This is my booktube lifestyle content channel. This is where I read books with you guys. I love reading vlogs. They will be here forever. Once I'm not so busy, they'll be more here, but we're easing into the year. I will always be doing reading vlogs, whether it's challenges, whether it's dedicated authors, whether it's reading my TBR, so on and so forth. You'll always get some reading vlogs from me, but you'll also get some fun sit-down videos, you'll get tags, you'll get discussion videos, you'll get plot recaps and deep dives. It really is an array of stuff. I love talking like stats, tracking stuff. I will do monthly TBR games and wrap-ups. So a lot of like the staples, but you're not going to get a lot of hauls from me. I do my unboxing once a month. That's a staple because I'm reviewing those for people, and I think people like to see what comes in them. And I was that person before I bought these boxes, so that'll be on my channel still. But yeah, a lot of the same stuff, but hopefully increasing the B-roll production and increasing just the types of reviews that I'm giving, the attention, like instead of reading so many books in a vlog, reading a few books in the vlog and giving them better reviews and talking about them a little bit more in depth without spoiling everything. I don't spoil books in my vlogs unless it's specifically said. A lot of the same stuff, but I'm hoping to, you know, mix it up and do some exciting challenges this year. I'm going to be working on how much I realistically read in a work week video soon, so look forward to that. I'm nervous. I feel like once you start trying to film it, changes the game. But next question. How has your reading taste evolved from last year? Well, it's so early to say that I don't know what big differences, but I'm ready to fall back into romantasy. I took a little bit of a hiatus from it because I was reading horror and just other stuff, end of year things, and I'm ready to kick my little feet, read some romance with some dragons, and just have fun for a little bit. The world is on fire, and I'm painfully aware of everything going on. So things are just hectic right now, and I'm trying to enjoy reading and avoid like putting on heavier moments to me, and I'm finding that horror is a little too close to home sometimes, and I don't want to deal with those things. And fantasy, although it hits close to home, it's like I can use that escapism thing to be like, well, it's a fantasy world, so even if it sounds similar to what I'm going through in real life right now, it's not the same. And I can fool myself, you know, a little bit there. But I'm just trying to, like, take the beginning of this year easy and adapt to my new work schedule, adapt to the world being crazy. Taking care of myself right now is kind of my main priority. So just reading things for fun right now, trying to enjoy what I read no matter what, even if I love it and it's also a little bit heavy and scary. Like, I want to have fun this year. I want to have fun for the next 2 months, and then we can be as critical as we can be. But right now, I just need gentle grace to myself, especially with maybe some romance right now. But I don't think my, like, actual reading tastes have changed. I don't think there's any genre that I'm dismissing entirely. I think I'm still gonna pick up the same type of stuff. I'm still gonna try and read the same type of things. Not a whole lot is changing at this current moment. That might change in 3 months, but right now, pretty much the same. Okay, number 17 is booktube creators who inspire me. Truly, the list could go on forever, and I won't keep you. I will just blanket statement say that I follow every booktuber that I can on YouTube. Like, I try and subscribe to everybody. I try to watch a little bit of everything. My watch later right now, because I haven't been watching it, and everybody has posted, like, their best and worst of the year that I've been saving them, I'm at, like, 1,200 watch later. I know. We will get it down. I just need to dedicate, like, a day or two to just, like, really working on them. But it's just been a little bit challenging lately. But some big inspirations, obviously, we've got Kayla with Books and Lala, we've got Cassidy with Covers with Cassidy, Jan Agaton. I really enjoy Allie do's Read. I enjoy, of course, my friends. Daphne does such spectacular B-roll. I love seeing smaller creators just wow me with, like, new video ideas, but still having, like, booktube staples like Sarah and Haley Fan. Like, they're all staples and they give you enjoyable content, but I love finding smaller booktubers. Leandra, impeccable. Obviously she's, I think, bigger than me, but, like, you get the gist. I'm stunned by the work people put into their channels. Leandra is one of them. Danny is one of them. Battle of the Booktubers last year. One of the most impeccable things that I've seen in the community in a while. I love anybody who hosts a readathon. Anyone who does readathons, inspiration from me. I adore it so much. I have found myself watching so many people. Vanessa reading with Dr. B. Like, I am finding myself watching more and more booktube each year, and it's never less than inspiring. Like, I am just impressed by anyone who does it. Like, even channels that only have 50 subscribers, like, I remember being there, and I love supporting those people. I love finding them and watching them and being like, hey, you're doing a great job, and I know what it feels like to feel like you're putting videos out into the void and no one is watching or caring, but, like, giving that little bit of support, just being like, no, I see you and you're doing great and I'm proud, and, like, just stick with it. If you're enjoying this, do it. It's just, it's so cool. I love YouTube. I love the book community. It is such a special place. I love seeing people grow. Like, it's so cool. Anyways, a lot of people inspire me. It doesn't take much to inspire me. I could watch literally anybody do anything and I'm like, oh, I'm inspired. I just want to be everybody all the time. And then the final question, number 18, is something you want to say to anyone who wants to start a bookish account. Honestly, just do it. My biggest advice, and trust me, I have so much advice. Somebody recently asked me on Instagram over the holidays. They were like, do you have advice for starting a channel? I'm like, boy, do I. And I went on for a little bit too long. So I apologize to that person because I sent books on ideas and sorry. But anyway, I think practice before you actually do it. Like, film yourself, get used to talking to the camera, get used to editing yourself and trying to find your style. If you love the stuff that you're filming right away, post it. Like, you've done the work. But if you're being overly critical of yourself, you're gonna have to honestly, like, learn the discipline of being like, maybe it's not perfect, but I'm happy with it still, and posting it. Because a lot of the times I'll edit something and I go, ooh, that was bad, that was just not good, and maybe it will perform fine, maybe it won't perform fine, but I'll go back and rewatch it later and I'm like, no, this video's fine. Like, I was just being hard on myself. So practice, get comfortable, and then just do it and be in the community. Like, obviously you don't have to, it's just advice, but I think going into booktube because you want to be a part of the book community is the most important and most special part of this community. And, like, booktube as a whole is participate in book clubs, participate in readathons, comment on people's videos, show support. It really does, like, the friends that you make because of it is so beautiful, and I get so stupid emotional every time we talk about this, and it happens all the time. But I really do find this community and space just so special and pure to me. I don't see other communities the same way. Like, I watch a lot of gaming content, I watch a lot of commentary content, but I don't see the same level of community in those spaces. So it's just really nice to come to booktube and know, like, I can comfortably comment on someone's video and I don't have that social anxiety the same way I would anybody else. Like, I like that I can just say something and everyone is so friendly and so nice, and I have made so many friends. It's, like, the best part of everything. And so it's just getting comfortable and just doing it and putting the fear aside, even if it's just for a little bit. Like, trust me, the anxiety is always there, but putting it aside and just working on your art and curating it to be how you want it to be and just having fun and read books and talk about books. It's a great time. Yeah, so practice, get used to it. Don't feel like you need the most insane equipment. Like, I use my phone for so much of my filming. Like, I just got a little microphone that I plug into my phone and it works most of the time. I have a little camera. This was maybe $300. Like, you don't have to do anything super crazy at the start. I think the most expensive thing that I use is my editing software. And I'm going to always recommend people find a cheaper substitute, because don't spend that much money. It's a little bit crazy. Don't overwhelm yourself. Have fun with it. Get started. That's the best advice that I can give you at today's date. So, with that said, that is the entire tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was kind of just like a little bit of a rambly mess of a video where I just kind of talk through some stuff. I'm happy to have you here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Probably a wrap up, I think. Man, I'm gonna go because I'm just rambling and I need to stop doing that. Goodbye!